next guest is a shopping, fashion, and beauty expert based in the DC metro area. But she came to Richmond to see us today to talk about how to go gray gracefully. And we welcome Mindy Green to our live show. It is so great to have you. Thanks for making that trip down 95.
Hello, Richmond. I'm excited to be here.
Well, and I'm excited about this topic because I am now a woman of a certain age. And if it's not myself, it's some of my girlfriends, all of people around me who are having this conversation right now. To go gray or not to go gray? That is the question. How can folks do it gracefully?
Well, first there's some, I'll say, mental work.
Okay.
Because you know how society says, oh, you're old.
Yep.
If you're doing gray hair. So you have to kind of work on that mental space and say, you know what, this is me now.
Yep.
Growing old gracefully. And once you can accept that, then you can work on what's on the head.
Well, I think we have to change the narrative about that, and that is what we're going to do today, because you know what? I have seen some people with the most beautiful,
some people look stunning,
gray, white hair, and it's just you in a new phase of your life.
Right, and you know what? It was a trend for a little while, these smoky blondes, and still the icy white hair is still out there. People are paying for what some people can grow.
On their own and save the money. Look how beautiful that hair looks. So becoming.
So I did that. That was a way because I wanted to see, hey, what am I going to look like with white hair?
Well, you look gorgeous. And I mean, that is for you. Whenever you choose,
yes,
you have a great look going. But what do we have here? Because you know what, gray is not necessarily what your grandmother was doing a few generations ago. Gray can be hip and it can be styled.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the smoky blonde, as they like to call it. And so if you're like, what am I going to look like with gray hair? A wig is a great option. It is like quick, instant gratification. Now I know what I'm going to see. Now I know what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
Right, and you can start getting used to seeing yourself in that new way by having that wig.
And if you like to have some cool accessories, you don't have to stop once you're a certain age, so to speak, or if your hair color is a different way than it had been most of your life.
You know, and that's the fun part about wigs. Take it on, take it off.
Yeah.
Right? You can have it whenever you want it, definitely. And, you know, and then sometimes little band-aids, because as you're starting to grow out, it does get tough.
Yeah.
You got to resist that urge.
I know a lot of folks did that throughout COVID. I would, each Zoom that I had with them, they would have a little more grow out, a little more grow out, a little more grow out, but because it takes some time.
Oh yeah, you have to think your hair is only growing about ½ an inch a month.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to get some major length, you got to double that. So if you want 12 inches of hair, then you got to, that's like 2 years.
That is 2 years to do that.
Right.
My goodness. So you have some sprays here too, and what is this all about?
So this is like a little, I like to call Band-Aid.
Yeah.
So this is just spray on hair color, great for your roots as you're starting to grow out. There's also a powder option too. So they're very easy to use, but you can also get like hair color masks.
Okay.
So basically it's like a conditioner, but it has color in it.
Okay.
Right, so it's not going to give you that strong, I guess you could say, opaque coverage you're used to in the salon, but it kind of takes the edge off.
Okay.
Is how I like to say it. And then there are some semi-permanent hair color options. These are things that are safe to do at home, give you a little bit more coverage, but still just very temporary options. They're going to wash out of the hair, and you can even tell your stylist that you're trying to go gray, and they can kind of start tweaking your hair color formula.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great thing to do. You don't have to do it on your own.
Exactly.
You can have, and I've seen some folks who have done really cool, just like different highlights. And it makes what you have with the gray work with, you know, maybe the other color that you have down below. So there's so many different things that you can do. And you have some headbands and just different things like that too, scarves that you can do.
So a scarf is a great way to kind of mask the hairline, or just all over the head if you don't want to show the two-tone, because I mean, let's be real, you're gonna have to be two-tone.
Yeah.
Unless you're cutting it off or, you know, gradually trimming it, you're gonna be two-tone for a little bit. So you gotta just sit in that space. Don't go back to the color. I know it's gonna be tough, but you know, gotta sit in that space.
Do you find that people maybe they really want to do it, but it is that we are an instant gratification society.
Definitely.
And it takes a while, maybe 2 years if you do want that 12 inches of hair. So do you see that people maybe you have to talk yourself into it and say, hey, this is going to be me for a little while and it's going to take some time?
Yeah, and then also extensions.
Yeah.
That's another thing. You can get tape-ins, clip-ins, and that's going to help give you that length temporarily as you're starting to grow it out. And it's just one of those things where maybe you play like the Cruella de Vil.
Yeah.
Like one side, you can kind of flavor.
Some people can pull that off.
Right.
I don't know if I could, but it looks great. I love when people find a look that works for them, and that's really what it's all about, right?
That's it. And eventually people will be coming up to you, complimenting you, talking about, oh my God, your hair looks so beautiful. That's what you want.
Well, you know, I do think, and we're just going to say it, I do think there's a bit of a double standard, though, because men always seem to get
the silver fox.
The silver fox, or ooh, look at those, that salt and pepper. He looks so
gray in your beard.
Rugged. And then the women, it's kind of like, she needs to be doing something about her hair. So how can we, as people, as people with a voice here on our show today, how can we help to change that, to level the playing field for anybody who wants to embrace who they are at a certain age?
Definitely. Well, I mean, the goal of life is to keep living and aging. So you have to accept that as part of life. You're going to start to change. There's things that's going to happen as you age. And silver hair, I mean, hey, like you said, some people look stunning with it, but you don't know unless you try it.
I know.
Right?
Well, thank you for bringing this conversation to us. You have a place at Virginia This Morning anytime. Come to visit us from DC again soon. We'd love to have you, Mindy.
So
it was great to see you today. For more information on the services that Mindy Green provides, just visit our show website by early this afternoon. That is virginiathismorning.com.